The night the tree fell was quiet, until it wasn't. A low sound, felt more than heard, deep underground. Then the roots on the south side let go all at once, a series of cracks like distant gunshots, and the entire baobab shifted 30 degrees, then stopped. They were alive. The platform was intact. Everything had slid to one side. She was at the roots at dawn, walking the perimeter, reading the soil the way you read a text that contains information you need. The underground stream, the eroded channel, the asymmetric load. She understood it completely. 3 days of stones, 3 days of packed earth, 3 days of watching the tree and waiting for it to move again. It did not move again. The platform was rebuilt level on the tilted trunk. The ramp was better than stairs. The new angle showed them a section of savanna they had never been able to see before. The fishing was accidental. The fire was deliberate. The meal they ate that evening, 20 meters above the ground, on a tilted baobab above a stream they had not planned for, was the best either of them could remember. Then the wings came, in the darkness. Large wings, too large, too slow, too heavy to be anything they had a name for. The landing shook the canopy. The upper branches bent under a weight that should not have been possible. Large yellow eyes looked down through the leaves. It spread its wings. The moon disappeared. They climbed down, fast and quiet. The rhinoceros was nearby. Even he had stopped and was looking at the sky. Then the wings came back, from the darkness, from the direction they had gone, getting louder, getting closer, but no one had ever tried to live in one. The first problem was obvious. Material does not appear by itself at 20 meters height. Physics without tools always wins against a human, unless the human finds a way to change the rules. She found a way. A simple forked branch and a vine, and the law of the lever began working for them instead of against them. This was not luck, this was thinking. A rhinoceros weighs 2.5 tons. On impact, it generates approximately 300 kilograms of pressure per square centimeter at the point of contact. The baobab held. But the platform felt every one of those 300 kilograms through every vine and every knot. That thinner branch, they both saw its weakness from the very first day. And they kept building anyway, because sometimes the only available plan is an imperfect plan executed now, not a perfect plan that does not exist. The first night in the tree changed everything. Below them, predators moved through darkness they could not see. Above them, only stars. For the first time in their lives, the night was not something to survive. It was something to watch. They did not yet know that the rhinoceros would return. Animals are creatures of habit. The same water source, the same feeding ground, the same route, walked the same way at roughly the same time for years. The baobab was on his route. It had always been on his route. And a platform full of humans was not going to change that. The second impact was harder than the first. He had learned too. Or perhaps he was simply angrier. The result was the same. A platform that had taken 2 days to build was now held together by the decisions they made in the next 30 seconds. She held the knots with her hands, not because she could actually prevent them from unraveling, but because doing something, anything, is always better than doing nothing. He held the trunk. The rhinoceros left the way he always left, without looking back, without ceremony, already thinking about whatever comes next on a route that does not include humans. They exhaled. Building in the wild is never finished. Every storm reveals a weakness you did not know existed. Every night of rain shows you exactly where the roof fails. Every baboon that finds a gap in your defenses is telling you something your own eyes missed. They listened. The knots were retied. The roof was re-layered. The weak branch received a second support, then a third. Each failure became a blueprint for the next version. This is how humans have always built. Not from perfect plans, from corrected mistakes. The pulley system she invented was not engineering, not in any formal sense. It was observation. She had watched vines pull branches for years. She had seen how a bent tree snaps back. She understood tension and release the way a person understands breathing, not by studying it, but by having done it 10,000 times. The platform that rose from those vines was the product of a mind that had been quietly learning from the world around it for an entire lifetime. The baboons were a different kind of problem. A rhinoceros is dangerous because of its mass. A baboon troop is dangerous because of its coordination. 20 individuals, each making independent decisions, each finding a different weakness, each responding to what the others discover. This is not brute force. This is distributed intelligence. The thorny barrier stopped most of them, but the two that got through were not stronger than the others. They were simply more patient. They walked the entire perimeter. They tested every section.
Just